What if I told you that the most powerful AI image model on the planet just got a major upgrade and almost nobody is talking about it? I'm talking about Nano Banana 2. And before you scroll past thinking, oh, just another AI tool review, let me show you something. No Photoshop, no editing, just AI. I spent the last few weeks running every test I could think of. World knowledge, realistic portraits, multilingual text, floor plans, infographics, you name it. And what I found genuinely surprised me. Stay with me until the end because I'm also going to break down exactly how to prompt this thing so you're not wasting your time with garbage outputs. Let's go. Quick history lesson. And I have to say history because this industry moves ridiculously fast. About a year ago, August 2025, Nano Banana 1 launched and it was groundbreaking for its time. Then, in November, just 3 months later, Nano Banana Pro dropped. And honestly, nothing else came close. The image quality, the 2K and 4K resolution support, it set a whole new standard. And now we have Nano Banana 2, officially called Gemini 3.1 Flash. Google is marketing this as pro-level features combined with lightning-fast speed. Bold claim. So I tested it. Here's what I actually found. The first thing I wanted to test is something I've seen hyped up before, using real-world coordinates to generate historically accurate snapshots of a location. But I didn't want to make it easy, so I gave it the exact coordinates of the Colosseum of Rome and asked it to generate a 2x2 grid, 4 panels, each showing that same location at a completely different point in history. So here's what we got. Top left, AD. If you know your Roman history, this is peak Colosseum. It should look pristine, white limestone, massive crowds, the whole thing. And honestly, that's what we got. The detail here is impressive. 1450. By this point, the Colosseum had been abandoned for centuries. People were literally living inside it. There should be serious decay, overgrown vegetation. The image gets the vibe right, though I'll be honest, the differences between some panels aren't dramatic enough. Nano Banana Pro puts everything in the same era. Nano Banana 1 is worse, and Seedream, it just doesn't get it. Nano Banana 2 wins test 1. Next up, real human faces. This is the test that separates the good models from the great ones. I used a hyper-realistic cinematic portrait prompt. Wet blonde hair, striking blue eyes, visible pores, soft bokeh background, shot on high-end camera equipment. And here's what's interesting. When I tried this directly inside Google's Gemini interface, it blocked the generation entirely. But inside OpenArt, no restrictions. Sharp, detailed, you can see individual skin pores, the bokeh is smooth. This is genuinely impressive. But, and there's a but here, look at the contrast. It feels slightly overexposed, like someone cranked the sharpness slider past the natural point. And this is where I want you to fight me in the comments, because I actually preferred Nano Banana Pro here. It felt more natural, more like a real photograph. Nano Banana 2 looks stunning, but it looks like AI trying too hard to look real. That said, for social media content, ads, thumbnails, Nano Banana 2's version pops more, so it really depends on your use case. Okay, this next test is one of my favorites, because this is where most AI image models completely fall apart. Text rendering. I gave it a prompt with 7 separate objects, all of them with specific text requirements. A boarding pass with airline text, passenger name, flight number, gate, boarding time. A laptop with actual code on screen, a water bottle that says hydrate, focus, and repeat, a neon sign that had to appear backwards as a reflection. Yes, I tested that specifically. A departure board with real times, a luggage tag, all correct fonts, all in one image. The boarding pass, readable. The code on the laptop looks legit. Hydrate, focus, repeat on the water bottle, nailed it. The backwards neon sign reflection, it actually got that right, which is wild. You could use this in an actual ad campaign. If your work involves any kind of text, marketing mockups, social ads, greeting cards, Nano Banana 2 is your model. It's not even a competition. Here's a feature that I think is seriously underrated and I'm not sure enough people are actually using. You can drop in an image, a photo, a screenshot, a sign, and ask Nano Banana 2 to translate the text inside it into any language. I tested this with an old German newspaper and a Japanese billboard. I went through the full translation carefully. No gibberish, no obviously wrong sentences. It reads naturally. Think about the real-world application here. If you're running Facebook ads or Instagram campaigns and you want to localize your creative into German, French, Japanese, you can now do that with one prompt. Your image and your text translated and re-rendered simultaneously. Is it perfect? You'd still want a native speaker to sanity check it, but as a starting point, this is incredibly powerful.
Just calm down.
One of the biggest announcements with Nano Banana 2 is subject consistency. They're claiming you can feed in up to 5 different characters and 14 different objects and keep them all consistent in a single generation. So I pushed it to the limit. I dropped in a full cast of characters, backgrounds, objects, the whole thing, and asked it to generate an animated movie poster. Look at this. The hippo, the girl with dark hair, the little bird on the picnic basket, the bicycle, the airplane, the lantern, the map, the telescope, all in one image, cohesive, stylized. It actually looks like a real Pixar movie poster. And here's the pro tip the best creators are using right now. Generate each element separately first, then drop all of those references into your prompt with tags describing each one. The AI maps each element precisely to your description. This is how you get genuinely professional outputs. Last test, and this one might be the most practically useful of everything I showed you today. Context understanding. Can Nano Banana 2 look at an image and actually understand what's in it, then build something entirely new from that understanding? I dropped in this stunning supercar photo and asked it to recreate the entire shooting setup as a retro 1970s instructional infographic. It figured out this was shot with natural sunlight, no artificial lighting. It even suggested a reflective scrim for body reflections. It recommended a telephoto lens, and it noted the film stock as Ektachrome 64. That detail alone is insane. Then I did the same thing with a beachfront villa. Asked it to generate a floor plan from a single exterior photo. It mapped out ground floor bedrooms, a powder room, living and dining areas, a kitchen with a cooking island, even counted the solar panels on the roof. For architects, interior designers, or anyone doing property content, this is genuinely game-changing. And then the deep ocean infographic. Teachers, are you watching? One prompt, done. Print it out, put it on the wall. Okay, before I wrap up, I want to give you the prompting framework I use personally, because the biggest mistake I see people making is not knowing what they want before they type. Here are the 6 elements of a great prompt. Write these down. 1. Subject. Don't just say a woman. Say a woman in her late 20s, olive skin tone, dark hair loosely tied back, minimal jewelry. The more specific, the better. 2. Action. What is she doing? Sitting cross-legged on a couch scrolling her phone? Standing in a doorway? Laughing mid-conversation? Be specific. 3. Environment. Bright modern apartment with sheer white curtains and natural daylight. Location matters. 4. Art style. Photorealistic, shot on iPhone. Lifestyle editorial, candid and natural. These little style cues completely change the output. 5. Lighting. Natural sunlight. Soft, diffused daylight from a large window. Warm afternoon indoor light. Lighting is the difference between amateur and professional. 6. Camera. Shot on 85mm lens, medium close-up, slightly above eye level, IMAX quality. Or if you don't know cameras, just ask AI. What cameras shoot cinematic, grainy film style, and use what they recommend. Combine all 6 and you go from generic slop to something you'd actually be proud to post. Now, if you want to take this even further, if you want to actually monetize what you're learning here, I want to invite you to check out the link below to join the largest AI video and image community in the world. We have over 11,000 creators building together every single day. Inside the community, we teach you how to monetize AI through UGC for small brands, how to create AI influencers that review products, how to grow a niche page on social media, how to land brand deals, how to offer these as a service to businesses, and so much more. The link is in the description. I'll see you inside.